Why, Mr. Doe.
Where are they?
In the dining room, sir.
Now, gentlemen, I think we're about ready to throw that great big bombshell.
Yeah, well, it's about time.
Even a conservative estimate shows that we can count on anywhere between 10 and 20 million John Doe votes. Now, add to that the labor vote that Mr. Bennett will throw in, and the votes controlled by Mr. Hammett and the rest of you gentlemen in your own territories, and nothing can stop us.
As I said before, I'm with you, providing you can guarantee the John Doe vote.
Don't worry about that.
You can count on me on one condition. Little Bennett's got to be taken care of.
Didn't I tell you that everybody in this room would be taken care of? My agreement with you gentlemen stands.
I'm with you, D.B., but I still think it's a very daring thing we're attempting.
These are daring times, Mr. Barrington. We're coming to a new order of things. There's too much talk been going on in this country. Too many concessions have been made. What the American people need is an iron hand.
You're right. That's true. You're quite right, D.B.
Discipline.
Quite right.
And now, may I offer a little toast to Miss Ann Mitchell, the brilliant and beautiful lady who is responsible for all this.
Miss Mitchell.
Mr. Norton, I'd like to talk to you alone for a minute.
Oh, Miss Mitchell has something to say to us.
That's right. Say it.
Hello.
John, I'm so glad to see you. I was terribly worried.
Did you write this?
Yes, I did, John, but I had no idea what was going on.
You didn't?
No.
That's a swell bracelet you're wearing.
John, why aren't you at the convention? Is there anything wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. So there's going to be a new order of things, huh? Everybody's going to cut himself a nice fat slice of the John Does, eh? You forgot one detail, Mr. Big Shot. You forgot me, the prize stooge of the world. Why, if you or anybody else thinks he's going to use the John Doe clubs for his own rotten purpose, he's going to have to do it over my dead body.
Well, hold on a minute, young man. Hold on. That's rather big talk. I started the John Doe clubs with my money, and I'll decide whether or not they're being properly used.
No, you won't. You're through deciding anything. And what's more, I'm going down to that convention, and I'm going to tell those people exactly what you and all your fine feathered friends here are trying to cook up for them. And I'm going to say it in my own words this time.
Stop it, baby.
You ruined us, D.B.
Wait a minute, fella. My uncle wants to talk to you.
Listen to me, my son. Before you lose your head completely, may I remind you that I picked you up out of the gutter and I can throw you right back there again? You've got a nerve accusing people of things. These gentlemen and I know what's best for the John Does of America, regardless of what tramps like you think. Get off that righteous horse of yours and come to your senses. You're the fake. We believe in what we're doing. You're the one that was paid the 30 pieces of silver. Have you forgotten that? Well, I haven't. You're a fake John Doe, and I can prove it. You're the big hero that's supposed to jump off tall buildings and things. Do you remember? What do you suppose your precious John Does will say when they find out that you never had any intention of doing it, that you were being paid to say so? You're lucky they didn't run you out of the country. With the newspapers and the radio stations that these gentlemen control, we can kill the John Doe movement deader than a doornail. We'll do it, too, the moment you step out of line. Now, if you still want to go to that convention and shoot your trap off, you go ahead and do it.
You mean to tell me you try to kill the John Doe movement if you can't use it to get what you want?
You bet your bottom dollar we would.
Well, that certainly is a new low. I guess I've seen everything now. You sit there back of your big cigars and think of deliberately killing an idea that's made millions of people a little bit happier. An idea that's brought thousands of them here from all over the country, by bus and by freight and jalopies and on foot, so they could pass on to each other their own simple little experiences. Why, look, I'm just a mug and I know it. But I'm beginning to understand a lot of things. Why, your type's as old as history. If you can't lay your dirty fingers on a decent idea and twist it and squeeze it and stuff it into your own pocket, you slap it down. Like dogs, if you can't eat something, you bury it. Why, this is the one worthwhile thing that's come along. People are finally finding out that the guy next door isn't a bad egg. That's simple, isn't it? And yet a thing like that's got a chance of spreading till it touches every last doggone human being in the world, and you talk about killing it. Or when this fire dies down, what's going to be left? More misery, more hunger, and more hate. And what's to prevent that from starting all over again? Nobody knows the answer to that one, and certainly not you with those slimy, bollocksed-up theories you got. The John Doe idea may be the answer, though. It may be the one thing capable of saving this cockeyed world, yet you sit back there on your fat hulks and tell me you'll kill it if you can't use it. Well, you go ahead and try. You couldn't do it in a million years with all your radio stations and all your power, because it's bigger than whether I'm a fake. It's bigger than your ambitions, and it's bigger than all the bracelets and fur coats in the world.
You bet it is, John.
And that's exactly what I'm going down there to tell those people.
A minute, you ungrateful rat. My uncle's been too good to you.
He's getting away. Give me the bullet.
I've always told you, D.B., you're playing with dynamite. Which way?
All right, now, girl, get away. Before he gets through tonight, he'll ruin us all.
I'll stop him cold. Don't worry, I've been ready for this.
John! Oh, John, please listen to me. Please, I can explain everything, John. I didn't know what they were going to do. Let me go with you, John. John, please.
Go ahead, driver. All parts.
Explain it to you, John. Please let me go with you. Please. John!
Mr. Martin wants to see you. Listen to me, Mayor Lovett. You do as I say. I want them both arrested. You tell the police department to pick up Cannell. I've got the girl here.
I've got the bullet.
I don't care what you charge him with. If you're worried, let him go in the morning, but keep him in jail overnight. Hello, Bulletin. Put Pat Dwyer on.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us have a moment of silent prayer for the John Does all over the world, many of whom are homeless and hungry. Rise, please. Everybody rise.
swarming into the park like locusts.
They're yelling John Doe's a fake.
Fake.
Federal investigation urged by Chamber of Commerce.
How could he be a fake?
It must be some kind of a gag.
Oh, what?
A gag. A gag.
Come on, step on it! Step on it, step on it! You all know your places now, so let's get going. Wait for the thing. Hey, miss, will you autograph my balloon? Sure.
My name is D.B. Norton. You all know me. I accuse this man of being a faker. We've been taken for a lot of suckers, and I'm the biggest of the lot. I spend a fortune backing this man in what I believe to be a sincere and worthy cause, just as you all did. And now I find out it's nothing but a cheap racket cooked up by him and two of my employees for the sole purpose of collecting dues from John Does all over the country.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. Nickels and dimes to stuff into their own pockets. You can read all about it in the newspapers there.
That's a lie. Listen,
Let go of me. This man had no intention of jumping off the top of a building. He was paid to say so. Do you deny that?
That's got nothing to do with it.
Were you paid for it or weren't you?
Yes, I was paid, but there
And
happened...
what about the suicide note? You didn't write that either.
What difference
Did you write it or didn't you?
No, I didn't write it.
Now, you bet your life you didn't. You look in your papers, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll find Miss Nixon's signed confession that she was the one who wrote it.
Listen, folks, it's a fact that I didn't write the letter.
There, you see, he admits it. You're a fake, John Doe. For what you have done to all these good people, they ought to run you out of the country. And I hope they do it.
Speak up, John. We believe you.
Please, listen, folks. Now that he's through shooting over his face, I've got a couple of things to tell you about.
Come on, the rest of you get in here and riot. Break this crowd up. Come on.
I'm sorry, folks, but we can't hear him anymore. Something's gone wrong with the loudspeakers.
John Doe's a fake! Boo!
They can't hear me. This thing's not working. Ladies and gentlemen. This thing's bigger than whether I'm a fake. Look, Bert, you believe me, don't you?
Sure. I believe you. Walking my legs off, thinking up 5,000 signatures for a phony. Well, there you are, Mr. Doe. 5,000 names asking you not to jump off any roof.
It makes no difference, Bert. The idea's still good. We don't have to give up our club.
Yeah, well, you can have it.
They're starting to throw things. Somebody's going to get hurt.
I'm afraid it'll be John Doe. Listen to that mob.
I'm gonna go to him.
All right, lady. Hey, what's your order?
Oh, let me go. I want to go to him. Oh, please. Please let me go. They're crucifying him. I can help him.
Sorry, sister, we got orders to hold.
Orders from who? Can't you see it's a framer? Oh, mother, they won't let me go. They won't let me go.
Listen to me. You gotta listen to me, everybody.
Back to the jungle, you hobo!
Just another racket. Stick to your clubs. We've been fed baloney so long, we're getting used to it.
finally managed to get him out of the park. But if that boy isn't hurt, it'll be a miracle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this certainly looks like the end of the John Doe movement.